Hi, Robert. How are you?
I'm good. Surviving.
So thriving, I think. Hey, Robert,
Yeah,
would you mind introducing yourself?
Yep. I'm Robert Czernkowski. I'm at UTS. Been here 17 years. I teach an accounting standards subject, which is in second year. And the reason I'm talking to XingDong is we implement AccountingPod to help students with Xero software, understanding how it works, with those students having gone through first year. So this is a way of capping off first year as they move further into their degree.
Fantastic, Robert. Thank you so much for making the time to talk to me. I think
Good.
you kicked off those. I've just got 2 or 3 questions to ask you. I guess we'll start with what led UTS to AccountingPod, Robert, if you don't mind answering that.
Well, I mean, we're required essentially by the accounting bodies to expose students to accounting software. And what we wanted at UTS, and I think what other institutions want as well, is a process and a product that's as trouble-free as possible. And I think the beauty of AccountingPod is it's essentially a turnkey system. I mean, I won't say that it's set and forget. There's a little bit of scaling up at the beginning, but once you've been running it for a few years, it's really a case of just saying to the AccountingPod people, look, I want the Xero exercises delivered between this date and that date. There's 1 or 2 things for you to do, and then you can just forget about it. Well, that's not exactly true. I mean, I forget about it as a lecturer in charge, but I have a tutor who's experienced with Xero who gives feedback to the students as they go through the practice part of their exercise. So the nice thing is it's encapsulated, it's auto-marked, which from a resource perspective is quite important. But the auto-marking also means that students get quite quick feedback about what they've been doing. And that wouldn't really be possible, certainly not in a manual system, but in many other ways of delivering the same material.
Fantastic, Robert. Yeah. So I'm assuming those needs were met, and were you the problems you were seeking the AccountingPod to address, and also just maybe a couple more highlights if you can.
Look, our needs are definitely met. I mean, the product is good, and look, I know that the AccountingPod people also implement other software, but for the one that we use, we've chosen Xero. We find that students are really happy that they've had that experience to actually do some practical accounting. That's one of the complaints that's often levied against the university education, that you don't actually get your hands down dirty in a real practical sense. Well, I mean, Xero is real software that small to medium-sized businesses use. Mm-hmm. So, once you know how one bit of software works, you will very easily slip into any new accounting software that you might encounter. So it's a really good way of getting students a set of practical experience accounting software works. That for me is the main highlight.
Fantastic to hear about the happiness bit, Robert. That's so important these days, right? And just finally, would you be happy to recommend AccountingPod to colleagues?
There was a little bit of getting used to, although the thing about AccountingPod is it is actually quite easy to implement, because the AccountingPod people, you guys are always happy to help us, and quite responsive. So when I decide to implement it, I reach out to you, and within a day or 2, we've got the thing up and running. And then I don't really need to think about it, except for appointing the appropriate tutor to deal with it, until the results are in. So certainly I would recommend it for people who are busy and are really interested in focusing on teaching innovation in other spaces. It's good that AccountingPod has got your back in relation to accounting software.
Fantastic, Robert. You are a legend. Thank you so much for your comments, and it's really nice catching up with you.
Not a problem. Cheers.